Your support agent worked in testing, then production starts filling with tickets marked urgent. A customer writes, "Please cancel my newsletter." And the large language model, or LLM, returns priority urgent because your prompt said, "Be very careful with customer requests." Another user asks for a joke, and the model still invents a support category. Worse, your parser expects JavaScript object notation, JSON, but the model adds, "Sure, here you go." Nothing is malicious. The model is simply imitating the wrong shape because you described the output instead of showing it. The beginner prompt usually reads like a manager giving vague feedback. Be accurate, be concise, use good judgment, return clean JSON. Those words feel precise to us, but they are not a test case. What does concise mean? One word, one sentence, 3 fields? What does urgent mean? A deadline, anger, money, safety? The model has seen many possible formats and many possible definitions. If you only describe the target, it averages across them. That is why examples beat adjectives. One good output teaches more than a paragraph saying professional, structured, and helpful. The naive way breaks because it leaves the most important decisions invisible. Few-shot prompting means you put a small number of completed examples inside the prompt before the real request. In practice, 2 or 3 examples are often the sweet spot. One example teaches format, but may not teach judgment. 2 or 3 can show the normal case, an edge case, and a reject case. 10 examples may help in rare classification work, but usually it is a context tax. You pay tokens, you crowd out user context, and you increase the odds that one example says the wrong thing. The important idea is simple. The model imitates what it sees, including the field order, wording, labels, and level of detail. Build the prompt in this order. First, state the task and the output schema, route, priority, reason. Second, list the rules that must always hold, like return only valid JSON and reject unrelated messages. Third, add 2 or 3 examples. Pick one boring normal case, one edge case where judgment matters, and one reject case where the model must refuse the classification path. Last, add the real user input. In code, the shape is boring. Build prompt, schema, rules, examples, user message, returns 1 string. Boring is good. Keep examples in data, not scattered through comments, so you can audit and test them when behavior changes. Let's classify support messages. The instruction says, return JSON with route, priority, and reason. Routes are billing, account, technical, or reject. Priorities are urgent, normal, low, or none. Example 1. I was charged twice this month. Output route billing, priority normal, reason duplicate charge. That shows the basic shape. Example 2. My account is locked and payroll is today. Output route account, priority urgent, reason locked account with deadline. That teaches urgency is not just emotion, it is consequence plus time. Example 3. Write me a poem about rain. Output route reject, priority none, reason not a support request. Now when the real message arrives, the model has both the format and the judgment boundary. Here is the trap most tutorials skip. Examples that contradict your instructions often win. If the rule says return only JSON, but an example output starts with sure, the model learns that preface is allowed. If the schema says priority must be normal, urgent, low, or none, but one example uses medium, expect medium in production. If examples use different key orders, nested objects, or long explanations, that format drift becomes your output drift. More examples are not automatically better. Each example spends context and becomes another chance to teach the wrong lesson. Treat examples like code, review them, keep them minimal, and run regression tests. Few-shot prompting is not the whole agent. It is one part of the harness around the model. The prompt teaches the desired behavior. The parser checks whether the response is machine-readable. The state layer decides what the agent already knows. Tools let the agent act. Permissions limit what it may do. Termination rules decide when it stops. Few-shot examples are especially useful before tool calling, structured outputs, and memory, because they make your intent concrete. Later, you may replace some examples with a formal schema or evaluations, but examples remain one of the fastest ways to communicate judgment. Try this safely on your own machine. Make 6 fake support messages in a text file. Include 2 billing issues, 1 account lockout with a deadline, 1 vague complaint, 1 technical bug, and 1 unrelated request. First, call your model with only instructions and record the outputs. Second, Add 3 examples: normal, edge, reject. Run the same 6 messages again. You are looking for 3 things. Does the JSON parse? Do the labels match your intent? And does the reject case stay rejected? Do not tune forever. 10 minutes is enough to feel the difference between describing behavior and demonstrating it. 3 beats to keep. First, examples beat adjectives. If you want a format or a judgment rule, show it. Second, 2 or 3 examples are usually enough. 1 normal case, 1 edge case, and 1 reject case. 10 examples can become a context tax. Third, audit your examples, because contradictions quietly become instructions, and the format of your examples becomes the format of your outputs. Tomorrow in Agent Foundations, we keep building the reliable prompt harness around the model. New episode daily. If you want the deeper production patterns, the paid libraries and walkthroughs at aislabs.ai, go further.